Hey, what's up, guys? So I want to talk about something that might seem a little controversial, might seem a little inappropriate, but when you stick with me, it'll actually change the entire trajectory of how you use this thing and how you think of it. Now, we've all been hearing about this trend or this thing of nofap, right? Basically, it's just the entire consensus of it is based upon preserving your sexual energy because it is known to hold vital energy sources. It's your vital energy source in which your infinite creativity is, well, it's where it generates from. It's your power source, one of them at least. And the idea behind it is that there's been this trend of people sleeping around. Uh, they used to call it talking stages, and then it moved to situationships. Then they called it linking up with somebody and all types of other stuff. I don't know the lingo right now. Um, there's also been some turmoil around this concept as well, especially with those who are interlaced in the concept of Christianity and religion regarding Jesus and the Bible. There's much shame, there's much guilt built around this concept of lust. And so I decided to piece them together and, well, I won't say I decided, but I learned that in some Vedic cultures and teachings, they practice using sexual energy for means of manifestation, for means of other good things, quote unquote good things, things that will teach you something. The reason that I'm talking about this is because it had occurred to me that sexual energy, lust, desire, those things are not something to put to rest. You cannot tame it. It is an energy that we all have. And so simply ignoring the issue, or the issue, calling it an issue anyway, looking at it as an issue, is not exercising it at all. It's building tension, and tension creates temptation. So it's going to be released in some other way, shape, or form. Um, the other part of it is just simply practicing not pleasuring yourself in the ways in which we currently know how to occupy those regions by self-pleasurable means, physical touch and all that nature. So there are other ways in which we can use this energy other than just physically touching and also not touching. There are ways that we can actually exercise this in order to build very critical skills and foundations for ourselves. The one I'm talking about primarily is called discipline. Um, we need to come to realize that the common practices that we hear regarding lust and sexual energy has all to do with training yourself to be more disciplined. And so if that is the common goal, then there are ways we can actually use this in very fun, resourceful, creative ways that will actually build on our other goals. So for example, you take the concept of desire and you resist the temptation of eating junk food. Let's say your goal is to lose weight, right? You have to understand that lust is nothing more than just a desire to do something, right? You lust over something that you desire, and when you resist it, it creates tension, and that tension creates temptation. So when you learn to, instead of acting on temptation, rather you sit with it, that is when you actually build that control. You are in control. The temptation is no longer an impulse, rather a table. That is, you decide what you are going to lay on this table, what types of foods. The decision's up to you at this point. Does this make sense? If you have a goal of mm, wanting to be more productive, and yet you find that you are someone who scrolls most of your time, that is a habit that goes directly against your goal. So you use desire, your desire to scroll, and instead, whenever you feel that temptation, when you're reaching for that phone, or when you're opening the app, you you put it all down, you put it to rest, and you sit with it. It's like a little game with yourself where you know this is something that you desire. And so in some ways you lust for it, but you also understand that it's not getting you towards your goal. And that is the thing that is actually holding you back. That is the resistance. You've flipped resistance on its own self. Because at first, you were resisting doing something because you were already occupied with something else, or there was something else that you were distracted by. But once you catch yourself before the distraction ever happens, now what is resisting you is your goal. The goal is now the thing that is holding you back from scrolling. You see what you just did? You've just reversed the entire trajectory of your desires. You flipped it on itself. Oh, how the turned tables. And in that way, you are actually teaching yourself true discipline through what's called desire, lust. It is sexual in some sense. We have to reframe that word sexual anyway. So we might as well start by placing it in a domain and a realm that will help us reach towards something that we want, something greater, that we truly desire, something that we need, instead of, you know, things that are going to keep us away from the things that we truly desire. Not temporarily, but everlasting. And so I only came on here to say this. Um, if you found this video helpful, let me know with a comment and try it out. I encourage you and tell me how it goes actually. I would like to know that. Okay, that is all for tonight. I will see you when I see you. Peace.